Okay, look, a healthy life really isn't that hard. Now, before you pop off angrily, I'm just saying in general. When we go online, though, however, that's a totally other story, obviously. Because if you look online, you will never be able to live a truly healthy lifestyle because you've got a billion different people on there telling you a billion different things, and all of them have the body of your dreams, have exactly the kind of lifestyle you're looking for, but they all do slightly different things that they say is the hidden secret, is exactly what got them to the XYZ goal, or it could be that they were just born that way too, which nobody wants to admit. And everybody overcomplicates it so much when you're already burnt out that maybe eating junk food, gaining weight, and never moving again actually doesn't sound so bad. Don't worry, that doesn't have to be your life, because I'm going to break down what actually needs to happen for you to live a healthy life without needing to be perfect or the aesthetics that you see online. Let's create it yourself. So, first off, starting off with food, and I hate to say it, but simple really is best. And I get it. I enjoy the chips and pasta and chocolate and everything like that, as always in moderation. But it really comes down to trying to get as many whole foods in as possible. And I mean, it can go from like bananas to things that are like slightly processed, like we're not going to fully get out of it. But the more simple it is, the better. And it really doesn't need to be overcomplicated. And I'm not talking about perfect as in like all the time perfect, or perfect as in like super aesthetic. Like I said, you're not going to always be 100% on your food, and you want to at least enjoy it too. And I always try to make every meal have a protein, a carb, some kind of healthy fat, and then color as well. And again, it's not always going to be like 100%. So for instance, my boyfriend and I made breakfast sandwiches with crescent rolls. So you can see the beautiful sideline. It's crescent rolls, cheese, ham, eggs with mushroom and spinach, and then topped with everything but the bagel seasoning. And this has been our lunch. So I'll cut it up, pop it in the air fryer, and then I'll have that for lunch. And it's trying to get things like this where we're really enjoying it. It's something fun to look forward to, but it's super, super simple. And of course, drinking lots and lots of water. And I always decide like what kind of water bottle do you want, figure out how many it is, and try to get at least 3 a day. No matter the size, if you can get one morning, afternoon, and evening, that is going to be like a beautiful starting point, especially if you don't drink water or like coffee is your main source of water. And if you're tired of the apps, which if you're anything like me, you have done it and you know exactly, like you can look at something and tell you how much protein is in it, but you still want to kind of have a better understanding and relationship with food in general, check out my burnout recovery experiment down below. It covers food and movement and kind of breaks down more of the emotional feelings towards it and getting you related back to like hunger and fullness and how your body is responding to the food in general. It is a great starting point. I have all of my clients go through it, and it makes it a lot more like puts you in control rather than feeling like you just need to deal with the numbers and not listen to your body and just suffer through like the hunger and everything. It's kind of relearning the cues of your body. So definitely check that out in the description down below. And then we'll dive into the second component of health. And that, of course, being fitness or movement, as I like to call it, because it can incorporate so many more things than just like your time in the gym, especially if you're recovering from fitness burnout, thinking that it needs to have the certain layout, it has to have the right equipment, it has to have the right lighting, you have to be dressed correctly, you have to feel and look correctly. Movement in general, that was the easiest way for me to kind of heal and get back to fitness in the way that I enjoyed it, because it encompassed so many things rather than workouts and the gym and fitness in general. So feel free to use that. And that was really how I was able to look at like walks and the little movements as well, like parking farther away from the grocery store, trying to go on like walks down the block and back, whether it's like a 10-minute walk to like a 45-minute walk, like it all made a difference. And so much so, like if you want to check out this video that I posted the other day about how I stopped walking, like that honestly makes such a difference. So definitely check that one out to tell you what happens when you stop walking all the time. But whether you have a sedentary job or a very active job, it's good to get in small movements throughout the day just for your overall physical health, but also mental health makes a huge difference. Like stepping away from the computer, stepping away from coworkers, your workspace, even I would just when I had a call center job, I would literally walk around the building like 1 or 2 laps, maybe 60 to 90 seconds it took, but it was a nice way to just step away and get my body moving rather than just sitting for hours on end taking phone calls. So now that we've got the movement and fitness and the food portion, the third one is also important, but we tend to push that aside. And the third one being getting our sleep. So it's no longer negotiable to try and just get whatever life hands you for the day, what you're able to actually get in. Like, no, we are making it a priority. I used to pride myself on getting like 3 to 4 hours of sleep because that meant I was super productive and got a lot done during the day. But no, I was just exhausted, run down, and had a much higher chance of burning out so much sooner compared to if I had gotten adequate sleep consistently. So it's, again, no longer a negotiable, but it is also up to you to figure out how much you actually need. So studies will usually say like between 6 to 8 hours, or if you need more, like 9. But it really just comes down to you as a person. And that's where the burnout recovery experiment really helps, because it has a spot to say like how much sleep you actually got that night. And that will tell you like how you're feeling the rest of the day, if you were extra hungry, if you were tired, if you felt rested or lethargic. Like, sleep does have a big impact on how we feel throughout the day. And it's good to find that middle ground that actually allows you to be the most productive that you can be for the day, but also feel good throughout the day. I know my workouts are affected by my sleep, by my food intake, by how I'm feeling or my mentality. But once I'm getting enough, I do notice everything else falls into place. And along with better sleep is going to be mindset, which is number 4, which I say is going to be the hardest, because health is a lot more mental than it is physical. And with everything going on in the world as well, outside of your own personal life, it can be an uphill battle that you don't even know how to conquer it. Because yes, the world is falling apart. It always has been falling apart. We just have a lot more connection to it with social media, with our phones, which again is so good to be informed and to know what's going on. But we do need to find a limit and a way to cope with it so that we ourselves are able to live and be our best selves and live our best life in order to help our community in the way that we want to. So the mindset has to be a balancing act of making it all work. So instead of losing yourself to it, decide on what you can actually do about it to find the balance in it. Act and focus on taking care of yourself first and foremost, so everything else can fall into place. You, of course, can't give from an empty cup, which is so cliche, but is so true. So focusing on your diet, on daily movements, on better sleep, on journaling to get everything that's in your head out on paper, because when it's on paper, it can't keep spiraling. It can't keep spinning. It's stuck on a piece of paper. Limiting or deleting social media is what I have done. Like, there's no more social apps on my phone, and social media is just on my laptop when I am looking through it, or when I decide to look through it, or I am looking through news posts or anything else that will give me more unbiased opinion so I can make a better decision on everything, whether it's what's happening in the world, whether it's political, whether it's health related, whatever it is. I'm choosing what I'm consuming rather than just mindlessly being given or told what to feel and think about things. The biggest decision, the biggest thing through all of this is putting you in control to have a say. Whether it's your diet, whether it's your fitness, whether it's your sleep, your mindset, how you live and go about your life in the world, it's up to you now. And it's no longer just dealing with whatever is given to you. And it's literally nothing more complicated than that. Like, seriously, it can just be that simple. Like, those things are what you focus on, as complicated or uncomplicated as it is. And again, the burnout recovery experiment will help you find exactly what does work based on you continuing to document and record how your day is, how you feel throughout the day, mentally how you're feeling and what you're thinking. And if you're doing some daily journaling as well, you'll be able to figure that process out a little bit quicker. Link down below in the description. So all of that aside, I hope you feel a little bit better about what a realistic, healthy life can actually look like. And it doesn't need to be as aesthetic or pretty as what you are seeing online. The reality is, this is reality. What we are going through, what we are living, and what you have access to right now. So now that you know what a realistic healthy life can look like when you're healing from burnout, you might want to know what to focus on for the next 30 days to actually implement this and make it happen. And I'll explain all of that in this next video here, where I'm including exactly what to focus on without losing your mind at all. So I'll see you there.